John, last season we had a chance to talk to Jesselyn and Yvette, and they mentioned how personal of a show this was for you. I'm wondering if you found real instances of fatherhood that you're able to really put into Marvyn Korn.
Well, it's actually been the other way around. I think the writing and the way Marvyn is played is I actually take that home to my son. The first episode of last season, he gives this impassioned locker room speech, which I love. David Kelly wrote it. And he talks about at the end of the day, can you look in the mirror and say, I did my very best today. I was my best. I was loving enough. I was kind enough. And that it seems like such a cliche thing, being in the moment, all this stuff, but it's real and it's right. And it's that part has really affected me. I bring that home.
That's great. And we talked to a couple of your co-stars here, and they've all said how great it is to get a chance to work with you. You started your acting career about the same age as these ladies are now. And I'm wondering if you've imparted any kind of words of wisdom to them.
I've always been, I just think of myself as, I was always the youngest on the set, and they used to call me the sponge. I soaked everything up. And I had these mentors, usually men, because my father passed away early. But what I see in them is they just have this boundless energy. They're fearless. And, as you go on in your career and you start reading about yourself, or you get in your head too much, and it really becomes damaging. So to watch them be so free and optimistic and fearless has really taught me. It teaches me. They teach me every day. They do in real life. And then, of course, the characters, I just love this show because I can be a jackass, and and all these women, all these really strong, smart women around me goes, you're a jackass. That's wrong. And I go, well, okay, you're right. And he apologizes and he says, I want to be better. And then he makes another mistake and then call on that. And that kind of rhythm is good.
Well, it's fantastic. It's one of the best original series on Disney Plus because of the messages that it sends as well. And now we're wondering, so we know you as the musician and the performer and the actor, but in the show, you're the big sports guy. So what's your family think about you as a sports guy?
They laugh. They laugh. I remember my sisters seeing me the first, I was so excited to show them the first episode, and I'm in there doing this coach stuff, and they're laughing at me. I'm like, what are you laughing at? It's like, that's not you. You're terrible at sports. It was a challenge to play it. I know nothing about sports. I'm not a sports guy. And so it was easier to be a doctor on ER when I came in. Seriously, I'm not a jock. I don't have that mentality, but I worked hard at it, and I talked to a lot of people and read a lot of books. I went to see Jerry West, who, is a famous basketball coach and everything. And I said, thank you, Mr. West, for letting me come down to the rehalf today. First of all, it's not rehearsal, it's practice. And those aren't costumes, those are uniforms.
Not intermission, right?
Not intermission. That's what I always call intermission. Yeah. Halftime or whatever it is. Are you a Disney guy? Is that Beyond the Mouse?
Oh my gosh. I am a huge Disney guy. Actually, I wanted to make sure my co-host wanted to make sure that I said hi to you, Vanessa and Brett. They both love you. And actually, because you're such an ambassador for the Disney parks, we would, love to geek out about the Disney parks. And I know you do too. And so it's great to see you as an advocate for the parks.
Yeah, I love to get now you're talking my language.
That's right.
I was at D23 last week, and they wrote this speech about, me talking about, Disney. I mean, not Disney, but my shows. I do the voice of Iron Man, and I'm on Mickey's Fun House. And I said, I'm going to walk out there and I'm going to look in that audience, which was happened. And I said, I'm going to see myself. I am just like these people. So they know the show's coming on. They know what I'm doing. Let's talk about Disney. Let's talk about memories. And what I got to do, which I was really grateful for, is I showed some pictures of the last time that I was at Disneyland with Bob Saget, and he loved going there. And we were in onesies, and Dave too. And it was I said, look at that, that's Winnie the Pooh said every day with you is my favorite day, and I said any day with Bob was my favorite day, especially at Disneyland. And it was just about hey, let's tell people that we love them when we have a chance. Tomorrow's not promised, and I've learned that. So that was a nice Disney moment that I got to share with everybody.
Well, my time is so brief, but I do want to tell you, when we talked to Tony Baxter, he mentioned you talking with him and Marty Sklar, and how that was one of Marty's last opportunities to speak, and how much of an impact that made on him. And it makes such an impact on us as Disney Parks fans.
Marty, yeah, he passed away and it was my first time meeting him, and I was so charmed by him, and he had such energy. If you go back and look at that tape, and I could be a smart ass, and he pushed it right back to my smart. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, that was really sad. But I'm glad that I got to spend the time with him before he went. And Tony's, fantastic. I idolize that man. I think it was that at that D23, we were at dinner and the park was getting ready to close. I said, we got to go on Splash Mountain with you, Tony. It's your ride. It's one of my favorite rides. We have to go with you. And we had to get a picture going down the thing. So we're going down and Tony, and we went to get the picture. I was so excited. I didn't see it because we were going somewhere, but Caitlin got it. And when I got home, I looked at it. My hand is right in front of Tony's face. He's behind me. So it could have been anybody, but
I bet he'd go again with you. But thank you so much for your time and your talent. Your art and creativity. It means so much to all of us.
I got it from being in the parks. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was a kid and I was in those parks, it all seeped into my psyche and my head and my hair, and here I am.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much for everything.